So let's talk a little bit about what these rules really mean. There's an inclusion requirement for films to be considered for Best Picture starting in 2024. So, you know, there's been a lot of banter on social media. People are like, oh my God, this is going to be the demise of creative, freedom. Now people are going to have to put black people in their films. They're going to have to, have diversity behind the camera. But what does it really mean, these new rules?
It doesn't mean any of that. First of all, this is to qualify for Best Picture Oscar. When you make a film, sometimes it's not up for Best Picture anyway, because it's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is not going to be a Best Picture film, right? And so this wouldn't even apply. But further, for those films that potentially could be nominated for Best Picture, why aren't these implementations that you want to do already? Why don't you want to have 30%, right? That's all we're asking, 30% of your ensemble cast be a traditionally underrepresented community. And that's women, that's any racial, ethnic group, that's anybody that identifies as part of the LGBT plus community or people with cognitive or physical disabilities. Tell me what kind of film we're talking about now where you shouldn't have those kind of people literally in the background. I always think about the TV show Friends, and it was supposed to be in the middle of New York City, but then you look at Central Perk, where they used to hang out, that coffee shop, there were never any people of color in there. Yep. And why is that? We know the people of color live in New York City. So that didn't make sense, right? So this is just a step forward in saying be more intentional with respect to how you are casting your films. And there are several different categories. It's the ensemble. It's what the cast and crew look like. Stereotypically, we have typically over-indexed with respect to women in the makeup and hairstyling group. Well, that will help you check off one of these boxes. But, if you are not already thinking, if the studios, the films are not already thinking about being more inclusive in front of and behind the camera, they're already leaving money on the table because the data shows that the more diverse and inclusive a film is, the better it does at the box office, period. I'd love to shout out Michael B. Jordan, who was an early adopter of the inclusion rider with his production company, Outlier Productions. So he's been already leading the way in saying, the films that come out of my production company, we're already going to be thinking of these issues and just normalizing inclusion. You don't have to check a box. Just provide more opportunities to traditionally underrepresented communities that haven't had them.